Of a butterfly. Okay, through the colors of a butterfly.
So just starting with Easton and seeing the work that you all did and the support that Zuma gave me and just the encouragement, my heart and love just goes out to her family and just everybody at Easton. So I just appreciate, those steps to get to where I am right now. And it's still a continuous process. But I'll show you some pictures inside.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. It has definitely been a whole process. I love to learn from you as well, Miss Rachel. Like, nobody told me. Even after being published, the journey still continues. Figuring out how to market and all that kind of stuff and get the book out there. So I'm here.
Yeah, I have so many questions for you. So I have a few questions, and then so I want to ask you, like, is it self-published?
Yes, I went the self-publishing route. I went through a school called Self-Publishing School with Chandler Bolt. And they were really helpful in giving me like a coach. They tell you that in like 3 to 6 months, you should have a book out. It took me a whole year, but the whole process of them guiding me was really helpful.
So what's the name of the company again?
It's called Self-Publishing School. And the guy who runs it, his name is Chandler Bolt, like Chandlor, and then Bolt.
Okay. So Chandler Bolt. So self-publishing is what it's called. Just school. Okay, school. Okay. And so you didn't actually self-publish yourself. You went through this publishing company?
Yeah, so they help guide you through the self-publishing process. So I thought that it was going to be like something similar where they're going to like just kind of do it for you, but they just help you like go through, figure out how to get an editor. You have to hire an editor yourself, how to get an illustrator all by yourself. So yeah.
Okay, so you did self-publish, but you went through this company to get advisement. So they advised you on how to go about the steps of getting your book published yourself to self-publish. Okay, I get it now. So you went about getting your own editor. How was that process going to get your own editor? Was it hard? Was it,
It was very hard. So they guided me to go through like a platform called Reedsy, and it's REEDSY.com.
RE what again?
REEDSY. It's like Reedsy or Reedsy. People pronounce it a little different. I like Reedsy.
Okay. And what does this company do?
So they have a platform where you can hire editors. You can find people to do websites, all those kinds of things related to, book production. And so I went through them I found 2 editors actually. And they're really great. One woman was out of the country. And then I think she was like from New Zealand or something like that. And she edited for me. She specifically was targeted for children's books. And she helped me with the developmental process.
Okay, so going through this company, so going through this platform is similar to another platform I know that you can go through to get pretty much anything done. Office work done and all of that. And so you narrowed down to about a couple of editors, and then you picked one, and she happened to be out of the country, you said, right? And so what about the graphics?
So for me, in the illustrator, I already knew my illustrator, and we did some theater productions around Cleveland for some time. And I just saw the work that she did on the sets that we worked on, and her Instagram is really great. Her name is Sequoia Bostic. And so, she's the one who created the illustrations here and actually formatted the book for me as well.
So she did your format as well as your graphics. Okay.
Yep.
And her name was Sequoia. Okay.
Sequoia Bostic. And you can find her on Instagram, Sequoia Bostic Illustration.
Okay. You will definitely have to, when you get off, if you can just kind of text me that information. For sure. Because someone's always asking me something about, especially for children's books, they're always asking me. One of my best friends, he's published a children's book. He lives in LA. Okay. And he's a writer. And so so definitely would like to know who she is. And I have been kind of thinking about even writing my own children's book, only because, and I'll tell you why, only because I buy books for Christmas. I'm a pastor, and so I call some other children at the church my spiritual grandchildren. So, and I have no biological grandchildren. So I always buy them books for Christmas, always. And so I got them all books for our 6-year anniversary, and I had all of their names put in it. I went through a company that actually will put the name of the children in the book. So they were so happy that their name, when they're reading the book, their name is there.
Yeah.
And so, I definitely would want to get in touch with this woman. I know a lot of artists, but not all artists do children books. So that would be good. And then the fact that she even does the layout, because with my book, I had to have an editor. I had somebody do the outside cover, which was my photographer. I went through a company that actually did the formatted the book. So those were like 3 separate costs. And I self-published, and I went through Amazon, and that's how my books was distributed, was through Amazon, as well as the ones that I sell off my own shelf. Yeah, it's a lot, it requires a lot of marketing.
Yes.
I will say to anyone who's doing a book, it's important for you to put your book out so much that people get tired of hearing about it. You think people know that you wrote a book, but they don't remember. They thought they saw it once. And so my book hasn't even been out a whole year. June will make a year, and we have not stopped talking about my book for an entire year. So far, all these months, we've been marketing the book, doing everything we can to get the book out, putting it before people, because people usually do 90 days and then they stop talking about their book. And so people forget that you're an author. And so you always find somebody who does not know you wrote a book. And so I just encourage you, Martinique, to make sure you do everything you can to flood your social media with the book, if you intend for people to buy it, if you intend for people to know you wrote one. And we need more and more children's books. Don't think that we don't need it, because we do need it. So I would like to know the storyline, and I would like to know, how did you come up with that particular title of the book?
Yeah, so this story, and I'll just read the back cover for you. It's about
that'd be great.
A young girl named Unique, who must confront her fears after her family moved to a different side of town halfway through the school year. And being a child with physical differences in a new school creates worries for Unique. But everything changes when she is asked to take care of the class pet. So I want the readers to join her on a journey of self-discovery to find out how unique she really is. So she gets this class pet, and it takes her into a dream world, and it tells her all these beautiful colors that she has, that she doesn't have to hide in like a cocoon. She can be herself. And so we discover some things about her. But I found the title. I don't know. I was thinking about it. They have you do like a mind map before you start your journey with writing your book. And so I just kept thinking about butterflies. I started seeing a lot of butterflies one year, and I was like, that can make for a good story, and started thinking about the kids that I've worked with and kind of mashed that all together and just thought of through the colors of a butterfly.
So tell me about the mind map.
Yeah, so almost similar
what
to
is
like
that?
Yeah, if you had kids do like one of those giant webs to like do compare and contrast and all that kind of stuff, well, they have you make a huge web with a theme. You pick one theme, you circle it, and you draw all these different webs around what do you want value out of your story? Like, what is your purpose in even writing it? What is the problem that you're going to solve? And so you start drawing different lines to link to the actual theme of your story idea. And that was really helpful.
It really was?
To try and
Well,
figure
it sounds
out.
so complicated, when it sounds like you had this fresh canvas. How I picture it, you have this fresh canvas, and somebody's asking you to put something on this canvas, and it seemed like I would get lost. But you didn't get lost. It actually helped you.
It helped me. And I too like can't stand when you're forced to do certain like things like that, and like affirmations, all that kind of stuff. I think it's it's important for people. But my coach just really sat me down, and she was like, well, think about your life. a lot of our stories are centered around little pieces of ourselves. So when I was doing my web, it was kind of like thinking about all those ways to connect to one thing. So I knew it was butterflies and I knew it was a little girl, but what else could I draw from that?
So it's funny that you say that, because when I think back on just being your boss, tasks didn't seem hard for you. Like when I would give you an assignment, even no matter how I explained it, you always came back with results. So for me, when I think about you doing this mind thing, I just can't, mind mapping. Is that what you called it? Mind mapping?
Mind map.
I can't, yeah, I can't imagine you not being able to accomplish that. But when I think about just different types of learners, right, different types of students, I was like, wow, that's. But then you made you mentioned when you're forced to do something, and I think that's probably the key to it. For myself, I was having difficulties finishing my book, and so my team put me on an assignment. The moderator of my team, she actually moderates our meetings, which is my photographer. She demanded for me to take 30 minutes a day to write my book, to finish my book. So every day I had to actually sit down on purpose and finish writing it. And so that push got me to finish what I wasn't finishing. And I was able to accomplish it. Then she made me sit down every day and read the book. So then I had to sit down and read it, and I cringe at hearing my own voice, watching my own videos. What? I cringe at, I don't know. I'm better at watching myself now than I ever was. But it was a time where I just like, I don't want to see myself. I don't want to talk, even in the beginning of the pandemic. So when we had to go shut the church down, and I had to do all my services on Zoom, I can see myself, right? So I'm seeing myself talk, and I was like, oh, this is not even, it's just hard. It's easy now for me to see myself on the camera now doing it this way. But going back to rewatch it, oh no, I still don't rewatch. I can't even tell you I won't rewatch it. But for my book, I've read it 1,000 times and I love it. So do you love your book?
That's a good question. I like that. I do love it. I love the diversity in it. That's what I really wanted. So my character, she's a young girl with a disability. She wears a prosthetic leg. And I wanted to introduce diversity, not just with skin color, but some other aspect of it. And that really stands out. And I'll show, my illustrator really got just the image well for kids to understand. And just hearing parents tell me like that their students are their kids are pointing it out and just asking questions. And it's not, mean or harmful. It's just curiosity, as children should be. And I do appreciate that. So yeah, I'm happy with it. This is the first one. I'm happy.
That is so good. That's so cool. So I'm gonna ask you this. So what drove you to take that approach? You didn't just take a African American girl, but you decided to take one that had disabilities. I mean, what moved you in that direction?
I guess just thinking about other kids and working with students when I was in AmeriCorps, just seeing just how they interact with each other. I was like, well, how can I?
That's good.
Yeah, how can I just bring about some other opportunity to have conversation? So yeah, I don't know. It just came to me. Like, how can we make her a little bit more unique? That's a character.
So where can we get your book from? Where can we get the book, and how much is it?
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. It's $10.95 on there. I'm trying to get it on Ingram Spark. That's another platform. They say through Ingram Spark you can get it widely distributed in actual bookstores or stores like Target and Walmart and stuff like that. So hopefully I can get it.
So what's the name of that platform?
Ingram Spark.
Ingram Spark.
Yeah. So it's just INGRAM and then Spark. Yeah, but it's a tricky platform because you have to have all of your dimensions right, the bleed and all that kind of stuff right on there to upload it. And then what we found out just yesterday, I'm trying to get into some libraries, but that's the thing, like you don't always know everything inside your story and your book. You have to do a lot of research. But a librarian was like, we would love to have this in the library, but we see here that you say in your book that butterflies turn into like a cocoon in order, I mean, caterpillars go into a cocoon when really it's called a chrysalis. So she was like, until you change that, we can put you into other places. I'm like, oh, what? As a kid, you grow up hearing, okay, butterflies, cocoons. So I just automatically put that
So
in
you
the
had
book.
to use the proper name. It's so interesting that you mentioned the library, because I know another writer, she couldn't get into the library. She had a typo, right? She had a typo. And so once the librarian read the book or whatever, they wouldn't approve it. It was like maybe two like minor typos.
Yeah, it's little things. You gotta catch it.
So she would have to actually fix that, in order to be into the library. And so yeah, it was her dream. She's no longer living, but it was her dream. It was her only book that she published, and she was unable to get it into the library, and so she was very sad about that. She's no longer living now.
No, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so that's interesting you would have to change the wording for that. Wow. Okay. So have you thought about doing that or no?
Oh yeah, now definitely for sure because like I said, like actually having families read the story and really talk in detail what this really means. I want it to be correct. And don't want that's the thing, you gotta cover yourself. Now it's a business and I didn't see it like that when I was in the process. And I'm like, wow, this is serious work. But it's a learning opportunity for sure.
And how long did it take you to write the book, to finish
It
it?
took me about a month to actually write the book. And then, yeah, the whole year to get the rest of it going. So I got into two car accidents in the summer of 2020. One totaled my car. So there was a little setback, needed some buffer time to recover. And that took some time away. And then finding the illustrator, getting the work done with that was also a process. So yeah, I
Wow.
published and put everything out. Had a book launch in February this year.
Oh, this year you had a book launch. Oh, I wish I would have known about
I
that.
know that's the thing. I didn't do that great of a job getting it out. Last minute stuff.
Well, book signings are they have their own set of challenges with the pandemic or without a pandemic.
Oh,
And the great thing about it is, yes, a book launch is one thing, but you can just keep having more and more. You can have another. There's no law against having another book signing,
I didn't
or
even
a
think
book
about that.
reading, or different events centered around your book. I would encourage you to do that. I know one of the programs in our organization, our goal was to help authors in the sense of promoting their book, and so we wanted to have host book signings for them. We didn't get into that, not due to the pandemic, but just timing and different things and
Mm-hmm.
funding. And so then the pandemic happened, and so that pushed that back a little bit further too. I'm not sure when we will do that, but your book is definitely one of those books I would definitely want to get my hands on and buy a bulk of them for
Oh
the
yeah.
children of our church. And so that's going to be a goal. Do you have any on hand that you sell, or do you sell all of, or do you sell all of them through Amazon?
Yeah, right now I'm selling all through Amazon. I'm thinking about that. I don't know if that's the route, but I don't know if I want a whole bunch of stacks of books. You think you sell them
So
yourself?
what I would suggest for you to do is to at least have 50 on hand.
Mm,
Because whenever there's events, you can go and get a table and you have your books already on hand. And then, you want to, when you purchase them through Amazon, you definitely want to get the author's copy because it's cheaper for yourself.
yep.
Don't make the mistake and purchase the one for $10.95 and pay all the money. I mean, yeah, you'll get money back, but it's not good for you. So I would suggest for you to try to get at least 25 to 50,
Mm,
keep on hand. There's, if anything comes up that we are, any functions that we, are selling tables for, I would definitely reach out to you and tell you to come on and bring your
please.
book. And definitely during the holidays, I would suggest for you, because of the kind of book you have, I would suggest for you to have some on hand also, because Amazon is good because you don't have to mail anything out to anyone. So it has its advantages, but when you sell them one for yourself, you get more money back. when you're selling
That's
them for
true.
yourself on hand. And so you definitely want, like I've sold over 100 books
Wow.
myself. And so I made more money selling them myself than I did when I was selling 100 books through Amazon. So, you know, it could be a win-win if you was to have some on hand, because actually, like I said, I would like to purchase a number of them for Christmas. So definitely before I make a purchase, I'll see if you have any on hand first. And if you don't, I'll just go ahead and click and just purchase them off of
Yeah,
Amazon myself.
you're right. We could talk about that because I just got, you're right. I had ordered a few, like you said, author copies, but probably like only 20 just to have for now. But I think, yeah, definitely have going the route of, you know, trying to push it out myself without always going through that platform.
Yeah, and so here's the thing with that, you know, of course you don't want to have a bunch of books at your home or anywhere, you know, just have a whole bunch just sitting there, because you're not in contact with people the way we used to be in contact with people too, you know, with the pandemic. So, but like I said, there's so many different things that come up throughout the year. Things are starting to open up, and so it'll be a great opportunity for you to have some books on hand so that you can, you know, sell some right on the spot. And then if you decide that you want to do another book signing or like a book reading, you know, because we're moving into the summer, and so you know, different organizations are doing different things for children throughout the summer, and so yeah, it just will be a great opportunity to have the books on hand. I know that probably in 2022, I'll probably be hosting. It's like a book fair. For all local artists, local writers. And so I would love for you to be a part of that. And so you will need some books to be able to sell at this this event. And so yeah, so you definitely want to try your best to get some books on hand.
Yeah. I wrote it down. You're right. 50 copies sounds good.
Yeah. And you might not even want, you might see that you don't need 50 copies. So 20 is good also, you know. And then like I said, I know that I get them for my church, right? So I get them for the kids in my church. People are starting to request for books for baby showers now, gifts. I know I've got several baby shower invitations that said, please also bring a book or purchase a book or bring a used book, you know. So that's just one of those things that you can look into, making sure you have them. So, and then just kind of, you know, put it out there, you know, for the holidays and stuff like that, birthdays, baby showers, Christmas, you know, you can create some maybe flyers for that just to draw attention to what you have on your shelf. And so
how are you with social media? That's the other thing. That's a job too.
So with social media, you know, it is a job. It is a job. I recently I had hired someone to do my social media platforms for me, and then I just ended my contract with her. Not because she was doing anything wrong or anything, but we decided to use the money in a different direction with the same. I decided to use the money in a different direction with the same company. So I took back over my own social media, and I tell you, not being over my social media for months, I have gotten so lazy. Like it's certain things that I know used to work that I have to start back doing now. Yeah, you know, it has its own sets of challenges. And so, you know, the key to social media is you have to post frequently and consistently. Yeah. And so if you're not even a person who goes online that often, yeah, that's, you know, it could be difficult. Yeah, but you know, there's a app that you can use to set up and schedule posts, and it's called Hootsuite. Now, I didn't have success with it with my account, and the person who was doing my social media didn't have success with my account with it. They had success with their accounts and stuff like that, but with my account, it wasn't as successful as we thought. We had some technical difficulties. It wasn't something that she was doing or not doing. It was something going on with the app, and so we kept contacting the company to try to get it resolved, and we were unable to get it resolved. And so we decided not to use it, but I know other people who have used it that said they have used it and it has been successful for them. So it's called Hootsuite. And so you can, yeah. And so you can, I believe it's HOOT and then suite, but don't quote me on the spelling or even the pronunciation of the name because I will mess up a name. I'm trying to see now, is it still on my iPad? So I can give you a better, I don't see it right offhand.
I see it popped up, social media marketing and management dashboard.
Yeah, that's it. And so what happens is they tie your social medias together, or you can have them separate, and then you can just put stuff in there and it'll literally post for you. You can schedule it and it'll post for you. So
that sounds so nice.
Yes, it sounds like right up your alley, right? So yeah, so and I have so much content to post on a regular basis. So it would have been beneficial for me also, but it didn't work out that way. Yeah, so it didn't work out that way. So this has been a lot. I'm just so amazed by the work that you do, you know, and it's not shocking because you work with the youth and, you know, you're in tune with the youth. You love the youth. You're so youthful yourself inside and out.
I had to calm down a little bit. I was like really excited in the beginning. I'm like, okay, I can keep it chill. I'm okay.
No, you can be, listen, I'm all for it. Cause I'm gonna tell you, I am super one of those people that are like super hyped up and everything. So I'm all for it. I'm not, you know, I'm definitely for it. It's funny that you said that though. And so
tone it down a little bit. Let me bring it down.
No. It's not, no, you never have to tone it down for me. Listen, we were funny sidebar. We were talking about something the other day about how I can only drink so much punch because I get super happy and just goofy. And so every time there's any type of function, my kids, they act like they're the bartenders and I don't drink alcohol. So they come around and they're like, how much punch does she have? Does anybody know? Because she's only supposed to drink a cup and a half. And so my cousin just invited me over for something she was having. She said, don't worry, we're gonna have you a drink. I said, okay, well, make sure it's great because I don't like apple. And so she's getting apple sparkling, not alcoholic.
Oh, I love that.
Drink, right? She said, I said, you see how I am? I don't even need alcohol, do I? She said, oh no.
You can have life.
Exactly. I mean, come on. Exactly.
It's a good life to, you know, to be able to be here and see each other.
So Larry, I really, really like the colors you chose. I like the work that you put into that, the details. Just from you just showing it just now, I'm sitting here like, wow, you know, what it takes to go into a children's book. It's a lot. And it seems like not that much, but it's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Like I told you, nobody told me. I also put in the back some affirmations, some scripture. Sorry, it seemed like it's a lag too. So I don't know.
No. Let's see that. Can you read that page for me?
Yeah, and I can read another little excerpt too. So on the back of the story, I just put that each and every one of us is uniquely beautiful and has a gift that can be shared with the world. God made you unique. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full and well. And that's Psalms 139:14.
I love
and that's
it.
the thing
I love it.
that we have to go back. You see, with formatting and all that kind of stuff. The butterfly covers up the P. So we're gonna have to go back and change just those little things that, you know, make the book what it is. So just
and
little
so even for the readers, so even with the readers, I just like to say that when you do publish and you self-publish and you go through Amazon, it gives you the opportunity to review your book. So what the best thing to do is to order some author copies, read them, don't order a lot, get about 5, pass out 5, 4 to your friends, have them read. They're just people who are going to really read it to see if it's correct or not. Once you do that, then you go into publish mode where you hit the live and everybody can purchase it because you have opportunity to change and fix anything before it's actually in print. So we're going to be wrapping up now because the show is in a place of winding up, winding down. And so we have our wonderful guests here, Martinique and Mims, right?
Yes.
And so she wrote a book called Through the Colors of a Butterfly. And it is beautiful. And she is beautiful inside and out. And we would love to have her back on here. And there's some other things that's coming up that, Martinique, we will be in touch with you that we might need you to be a part of and help us and assist us. So just tune in, listeners, for our upcoming events. We have upcoming events. We host a Marjorie Hall Ellis Institute, which we do workshops twice a month on a Thursday on, I believe, the second and fourth Thursday of the month in the evening. And so you can see that on our website as well as our Facebook and Instagram page. And thank you so much, Martinique, for coming on and talking to us about your book. Is there any last words you want to say?
No,
to the readers?
I just appreciate all of this. I know it's a little choppy. I'm catching it different times, but no, just appreciate you having me on. This was great. I would love to share the little poem in the back if we had time.
Yes, let's do that. Let's do that.
All right. So again, the little girl is kind of going through self-doubts throughout being in school. She's worried. She stops speaking. And in the end, she starts to speak. So it closes with a poem. It says, "Through the colors of a butterfly, I fell into a dream. I heard the flutter of wings, breathed the air and flowers around me. I discovered the gifts and amazing things I bring. I admire you, but will never forget what I can do too. Through the colors of a butterfly, I am unique. I don't have to hide or choose not to speak. That's no good for you or me. I am beautiful and different, and that's okay. No one is just alike. We all have beauty we can bring. Through the colors of a butterfly, I believe in me." And when she finished, the class cheered and the teacher beamed. "Thank you so much, Unique. It is great to hear your voice in our class." And that's just basically how it closes out.
Oh my goodness, you're such a good reader for your own book. It sounds beautiful. It sounds beautiful. Well, Martinique, I thank you for coming on. And there is no lag on your end. It's just you hearing me on a lag. So you sound beautiful. And thank you all for tuning in for East End Neighborhood Wrap Up on Voice It Radio.
Bye.
Bye.